Next up at UFC Vegas 91, we have Don'Tale Mayes taking on Caio Machado in what seems to be a hotly debated fight. We got Don'Tale Mayes, 10-6 overall, 2-2-1 in his last 5. He's coming off a decision loss to Rodrigo Nascimento. He's taking on Caio Machado, 8-2 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. Coming off the decision loss to Mick Parkin in his UFC debut. This is an interesting fight because the line movement on this has been spectacular. While you see here, the opening was -110, and currently Don'Tale is -105. There have been some giant swings in the mix there. At one point, Don'Tale Mayes immediately swung up. They dropped the odds. He immediately became a huge favorite. And then he dropped back down to the underdog. And I could understand that initial burst potentially, but I would never bet on that because Don'Tale Mayes has more UFC experience. We've seen him wrestle occasionally. Occasionally, you're going to get tricked by his stats because he does have 7 takedowns in the UFC, but they were pretty much all from one fight. But he was just outstruck by Rodrigo Nascimento. He did defend a few takedowns, but he was outstruck by Rodrigo Nascimento. He does move forward. He does have good fight-ending power, and he'll just bomb overhands and throw out some leg kicks. He's taking on Caio Machado. Caio Machado, I keep saying when I break him down, he's this newer generation of heavyweight where he does not have the big one-punch knockout power. He doesn't have it. What he does have is some light footwork, some solid technique. He'll dance around. He'll throw the jab out there. He'll stay at range. He'll strike there. And then he will also work in some of his own takedowns and some of his own grappling. He's got good clinch work, good takedowns, underrated BJJ. He is coming off that loss to Mick Parkin, and that's where some controversy is as well. Because a lot of people think he won that fight. A lot of people think Mick was robbed, that Caio Machado won that fight, even though that they ruled it a loss for him. But I think Mick did enough because of those 3 takedowns. You guys know I absolutely love takedowns and control time. If you think Don'Tale buying me tickets doesn't make you like you're not my sugar daddy. Okay, so I don't owe you anything.
You have a regular King room. I upgraded me to the Strip View. King.
What's the hotel? Is it a Marriott?
I'm not gonna dox our hotel, Angelo. We'll be at the New York. I guess that's where all the fighters stays at the New York.
Is it?
New York. So hopefully we'll run into some people. Yeah.
Cool beans. I gotta up my We Want Picks merch game. Either way, if you're picking Don'Tale Mayes, it's because you either think he's gonna land big one punch power, or you're gonna go back 4 fights into his career and he's gonna turn into a wrestler again. I don't think either one of those things happen. I think Caio Machado wins this fight. And when I picked him to win a few weeks ago, he was a 2-1 underdog. Don'Tale Mayes was a 2-1 favorite 2 weeks ago. And I sat here with the exact same breakdown and the exact same pick saying, that's crazy. That's crazy. He has an experience advantage. Sure, he does have more power, but Caio Machado is the better striker in general. I think he can stay busy. I think he can avoid any big power, and I think he can defend the takedown. So Caio Machado is absolutely going to be the pick here. I was hoping for a 1.5 round line because they're heavyweights, but we weren't lucky enough to get that. But I am on the Caio Machado side, and while Don'Tale Mayes is the more dangerous guy, I think Caio is durable enough and has good enough foot movement to avoid any problems. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, this is probably one of my least confident picks on this card because I just really don't know who Caio is. I know who Don'Tale is. I mean, Don'Tale is a guy that is pretty durable. He's got okay power, not great power for a heavyweight, but if you just kind of stand and trade with him and you don't have crazy power, he's going to be in a lot of those fights. He's going to win some, he's going to lose some because he's not the cleanest striker, but he's going to be around, right? I mean, he's definitely not a pussy, and he can get taken down and controlled. But I don't know if Caio's going to be that guy. But Caio was supposed to be this guy that was coming in as kind of like this hot-ish prospect, was really kind of what I thought was given a little bit of a layup to a guy like Mick Parkin, who I thought Caio was supposed to win that fight, not only with his grappling, but then he ended up getting out-grappled himself by Mick Parkin, but also with his boxing. And you see flashes of it, right? When he kind of locks in, and brings this pressure because he's known, or he calls himself this guy that's supposed to be able to break people, right? Oh, I break people. I get better as the fight goes. He's this confident dude. And he likes having fun. But a lot of times in there, he's kind of like being lackadaisical. He's having fun. He's not doing what he needs to do. He had some success in the grappling, got overzealous, just fell over the top of Mick Parkins. Like, you can't make those mistakes at this level. You just can't if you want to be successful. So if he comes in and locks in and is the fighter he's supposed to be, I think there's an opportunity where he could smoke a guy like Dontel if he is that guy. But until I see him be that guy, I'm going to pick him because he probably is the better fighter anyway, and it's a very close fight. It's probably a 50-50 fight. I agree with these odds. So he is being my pick, but I'm not going to trust him, even though there could be some value there at the -1. And definitely when he was a big dog for sure.
Yeah. I regret not betting it, honestly, because I saw him at +1. He wasn't the 2-1 dog. Dontel was the 2-1 favorite. So Caio was like +160, I think I saw it. And I regret not doing a little bit on it. And hindsight's 2020 because now he's the favorite. And it's like, oh, man. But it is still heavyweights, and he's winless in the UFC. And I'm trying not to bet on winless guys. You know what I mean? I'm trying not to make those mistakes.
He needs to be more Brazilian and less Canadian. Would help him. There's a little bit
too gentle,
a little bit of Canadian in the way that dude was fighting. So
there you go. Kyle Nelson. Someone's gonna say that for sure.
Early stoppage.
Yeah. $8,300 in the DK. What are you thinking about that? I think whoever wins this fight is absolutely gonna be worth their money. You agree with that statement?
No, I think it'd be very sloppy. Just a sloppy nonsense fight.
I think the winner, surprisingly, whoever the winner is, I think will work in a surprising amount of grappling. Meaning, I think Caio will actually work in some offensive takedowns here. He is a good grappler. Or Dontel, and I keep saying rewind 3 fights. That is literally the last time he worked in some real wrestling, is he went back a couple of fights. So, yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Well, I think I may experiment with a little bit of Caio Machado in my DraftKings lineup. But if you want to know what the robot's going to do, if you want to know what the artificial intelligence is doing and picking in this fight, if you want to know what the DraftKings optimizer will do and who that will put in your lineup, you can unlock all of that and everything else for only $10 an entire month. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top.
Just tie game 45-45, 5 minutes left, second quarter.
It's funny. My neighbor, it was chaos getting to where we are right now. I picked up my kids. So
as soon as you started crying about that, I was like, Jesus, I better give this guy these tickets, or I don't know what's going to happen tonight.
Between five,
I'm so stressed these last 2 hours. I'm like,
no,
right,
but I was in a good mood.
I literally sat here and got on my phone and bought those tickets right then. I'm like, okay, here we go. Got to make this guy feel better, or he's going to take it out on me.
From 5 p.m. to 7 or 7:30, I got the kids from school. I had to go to 2 different schools because they don't go to the same school. I had to go to 2 different schools. I brought them home, got them a snack. Then the neighbors had to come over for like a half an hour to hang out and play for a little bit. Then I had to take both of the kids, because Tiffany's still at work, take the youngest to her school for an open house. Then had to get them fed, give them both showers, and put them to bed while still filming a Prize Picks video, doing the Prize Picks graphics, and then getting here for 7:30, which is why we were 4 minutes late. It was chaos, Jacob. It was absolute chaos.
And then you showed up and you got 3 or 3 tickets, and you're still complaining.
And then it all worked itself out.
You're still complaining about the day you had.
No, I'm actually forgetting where I was going with that, but I was going somewhere with the chaos that it took to get here. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.